Hi, this is Randy from Moorlander EDC. It's been a while since I've made one of these pieces of content, and there's a couple of things. So this is roughly a year ago that I released this piece of content, which kind of gave you guys a bit of an insight into my mental health struggles. At the time that this content was made, I certainly wasn't having a down period, and I'm certainly not having a down period now. But for some strange reason, one of my tics, one of my verbal, what would you call it? I mean, it's a stammer. But one of my verbal tells, it's certainly a barometer for my mental health, came out, and I thought maybe this is something that we should do a little bit more often. I think talking about mental health is key, and I suppose one of the things that inspired me, certainly talking to some friends and having some feedback, but also Wednesday I was driving to the gym. Driving there, and as I usually do, I go down the dual carriageway to get to the gym, and it was stopped. I mean, it was absolute gridlock. Nothing was moving. I was sat there for a good 30 minutes, stewing a little bit. I'm going to be late. I'm going to let down my buddy because we go to the gym together, and just kind of annoyed at the fact that I wasn't moving. And eventually, we did start to get moving. And as it was probably about maybe a kilometre kind of tailback, I got to the point where I could see what was the stop. It wasn't an accident, but I could see that the police were helping down a jumper from one of the flyovers. Suicide's it is a real thing. It's certainly a real thing for men. The vast majority of men, or at least the vast majority of suicides nowadays, I don't have the exact figures, I did look at them up before, but I can't remember them now, but the vast majority of suicides nowadays, it affects men. It's a societal thing. It's the way that men are. Maybe this is another piece of content for another day, but talking about this and keeping the conversation going is absolutely key. If you're struggling with your mental health, please know that there is help out there, whether you're here in the UK, whether in the US, wherever you are. If you're in Europe, if you're in Australia, wherever you are in the world, there is always support for you. Whether that's going to a healthcare professional. Here in the UK, there is a lot of support through the NHS. You don't even need to go through your doctor. You can almost self-certificate yourself and put yourself forward to the NHS to get some support. Now, this doesn't mean somebody sectioning you and taking you away in a straitjacket. This just means coming forward and asking for support. You don't have to go to your doctor if you're concerned that maybe your doctor knows your family. I don't know. Whatever you're worried about, just know that there's always somebody there to talk to. So there's one of my tics. So it's tough. It is tough. I'm not saying that it's not tough. It was incredibly tough for me. I had to go to my wife and talk to her about it. I was metaphorically and actually pulled from the edge. I've been there. I know what you're going through. We're all going through different reasons, but just please know that there's always somebody to talk to. Even when you think that there isn't somebody to talk to, there is. As I mentioned, your healthcare professionals, they will give you the best support that you can possibly get. After that, friends, family, talk to them. They will help you. They will hopefully be able to get you to somebody through a healthcare professional that can help you again. There's the Samaritans. There are lots of different suicide prevention lines that you can call. I know I have a lot of people here that watch that are ex-servicemen and women. I'm sure every single army around the world, every single armed forces, they have their own suicide prevention line. I know it's certainly difficult for acting, or at least inactive servicemen and women. So without me rambling too much, I don't want to get into it too much, but please know that there is always support. There's always somebody to talk to help you. Whether it's, look, if I was walking down the street, somebody came to me and said that they were struggling with mental health, I'd stop and I'd help them, whatever I could do. If it means talking to me, I know from that last piece of content that I did, I've had a lot of people talk to me and say that they've been through similar things, then that support is there. And doing this, keeping the conversation going, feeling that you're not under pressure, feeling that it makes it easier for you to be able to step into that conversation and say, I have these struggles, I have these issues, I have these challenges. You should never feel that you can't enter that conversation, or that you're not good enough to enter that conversation, because that should never be a thing. And know that you're always welcome to join that conversation, because keeping that conversation going is key to being able to drop some of the stereotypes, some of the misinformation about mental health. Maybe I will make this maybe a more regular thing, but I thought I'd release 2 pieces of content today, just because of, as I say, that anniversary of me releasing this content, or a previous piece of content, and that just, I was sat there again, stewing. Oh God, I'm going to be late. What an inconvenience this is. Until you get to that point that you realise what the inconvenience is or was. And it's never an inconvenience. Mental health is not an inconvenience. And if you struggle, know that there's always somebody there to talk to. And that's it. I just stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC, but stay in the conversation. That's just as important. And yeah, I hope you're all well.